What's up? So I'm getting ready to do kind of a one-off gig for my 18th high school reunion. Not telling you which one, but I was asked to play some songs. We're kind of getting the old band back together, a bunch of dudes who we played together in high school in different iterations of bands, and so we were asked to get up and maybe just play a couple songs. These things can always be kind of a wild card. It's going to be an interesting gig, but the wrinkle about setup and breakdown is they don't want anything set up before we play, and they want us. I'm sure they want us to break down immediately after we play. So I'm going to need to get on and get off pretty quickly. So what I thought I would do is create a condensed version of my pedal board into just, my vision is like this little tiny board with just 3 pedals. I've got 3 that are the only critical ones, and a little power, have the power supply there. So I can either just put this thing in a backpack with, just the cables and strings and other things you need, throw it in a backpack, have that, an amp, and a guitar, and basically go up there, plug in, get it done, and break it down. So wanted to show, kind of walking through how I'm going to create this pedal board. If it even works, we'll see, but let's give it a shot. All right, so here is the current kind of mess of a pedal board that I have. As a lot of you guys know, I'm in the process of recording an album, so really needed something kind of super huge. And actually, in reality, when I made this, I kind of made it a little bit too big. I just had, I guess, high hopes and, I don't know, what do you call it, the vanity, a little bit more of a vanity pedal board than I really turned out to need. But if you just kind of look, I've got this inexpensive power supply, which actually works pretty well, keeps the pedals fairly quiet, and then just got my Vox wah, the fuzz face comes in and out, a freak out pedal, the Octave OC3, the classic standard phase 90, the DS1, and a delay, digital delay, and then I go out both outputs into separate amps, which is pretty cool. Gives you that nice stereo separation, and the delay bounces from left to right, so that's pretty sweet. So that's like kind of the beast, and it just takes different iterations based on kind of what I'm recording, if it's a rhythm track or a lead or whatever. But what I'm going to try to do is, I'm thinking I need to break it down just to these 3. It'll be the distortion pedal, the delay, and the phase 90, which seems like an odd choice to have the phase 90 in there, but nostalgia thing, but I used to play Eruption a couple times. I did it a couple times in high school for different pep rallies and stuff, and in the chance that people start yelling out for that to play, I want the phase 90 in there. So I'm going to get it down. I'm hoping to get it down to those 3 pedals plus the power supply. What I'm going to do is kind of just fit them. I found this board in my basement. Fit them onto this board, draw a line, cut it off, paint it black, throw Velcro. I do all of these are connected with Velcro, so I just put a little bit out of focus there, sorry. Velcro on, like kind of top and bottom, and then if you can see, put some Velcro on the board, and boom, they stick. So you can move these guys around. I try to keep the Velcro kind of at the same spot on each of the pedals, so you can, move your distortion out, throw in the phase 90 or whatever, and you just kind of have like a nice, easy way to kind of switch these guys out. So first step, I'm gonna just kind of lay out the pedals on the board with the power supply, see if I can get a layout that works, and then cut the board down, spray paint it black, get a bunch of Velcro, stick these suckers down, and I think that's it. So it should be a pretty quick little project. And then thinking I can actually even throw it into a Tupperware bin if I need to. But we'll see. Like throw it in a bin, throw it in a backpack, and it'll kind of protect the stuff. But on to kind of laying out the pedals here. Alright, so I got all my pieces here. I got my pedals pretty well lined up here. I think, you know, it's just going to be putting these right next to each other. I have these kind of super flat little patch cables, you know. Just going to hook them together that way. And then I just got them laid out here on the board. And then here's my power supply. I just kind of broke it down into three, dropped down to just three little supply cables. This one's the power. And then the other thing I forgot all about is there's a little switch on this, and there's like little LEDs, like blue LEDs that light up. So I guess that's supposed to give you a little bit of stage light if you need it. I had it on and it just became annoying because they are pretty bright actually. So for everyday use, it just became kind of, you know, kind of bugged my eyes. But it's actually been a pretty decent little power supply. You know, like I said, it hasn't been really noisy or anything. So, and I figured out if I just kind of place it right here, it gives me enough space to plug in a 1/4 inch out of this last digital delay. And then actually, you know what's weird? So then my power's gonna run. That's a little weird. If I can just run it this way or something. But I marked off the board, gonna bandsaw it down. Picked up Velcro from Lowe's. This was $8 for a 5 foot. It says 5 feet by 3/4 of an inch. So $8 for that. I originally went to a fabric store and it was like $1,000 for like 3 little patches of Velcro. So I'm like, I'm out of this place. Went to Lowe's, found this for a decent price. I mean, Velcro is kind of pricey. Also picked up these guys on Amazon. Hopefully you can see that. These little rubber feet, and those are going to go on the bottom obviously, but just to kind of hold the board in place. And there's a little spot for a screw, so I'll just put screws in, and that'll kind of keep it from, you know, sliding around. Alright, so next step, I think I'm just gonna, since this is down and dirty, I'm not totally stoked. I could run this. I think what I'll do is run the power underneath. That'll be fine. Not totally stoked about the location of that power. I could potentially flip this. I don't really feel like putting Velcro on the top, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to leave it like that. And then off to zip this down on the bandsaw, and I'm going to hit it with a coat of black paint. I'll be back. Alright, we're back. Here is my freshly painted black board, and I think the first thing I'm going to do is put the feet on the bottom. Boom, got the feet. Got the feet on. Actually, I think it'll do a little bit. Maybe I'll run some sandpaper on those. Just Alright. Next is what I usually do with this. Is just put the new stuff right over the old or the existing. So I'm taking the opposite side, sticking on there. Just cut it off. Same thing down here. So you got that, and then peel the bottoms off. All right, got it peeled off, and then that way you know exactly where the existing ones sit, and you just push it on there. Boom. Pretty secure, you know. This Velcro, there's different weights of Velcro. This holds up to 5 pounds, like each Velcro thing. So I don't know how they measure that. All right, last one. Just gonna, this, I don't even know if I need to use up this much Velcro on the whole thing. I think what I'm gonna do is just like a one at each end. Should be plenty. Okay, there we go. Just gonna throw this down. Wire these up. Not that it matters now. I might have to do like a, I don't know, little zip tie or something to organize those. But yeah, it's over here. There we go. That's basically it. And now the moment of truth. It's gonna fit in here. Good, I can just take this power off probably. Leave these wired up. I'm gonna do something to manage that, but oh, look at that, right in the bag. Boom, whip this out. I'm ready to rock, plug in. But there we go, simple compact pedal board.